You went from the projects to a real house. It was a big difference.
I told Al back then, you were gonna always have a room in my house. That middle window, that was Al's room.
We sit up together all night watching football games, watching basketball games, eating popcorn, watching movies, you know, doing stuff together. Mo just didn't never have no money. My dad and my mom would give me $100 at a time. I'd ask them over some money, it'd be $5, $10, maybe $20 at the most. And, you know, Christmas time, you know, he used to shop for my clothes and, oh man, it was rough. But he would feed me, he would take me to practice, he would take me to school, he would talk to my teachers when they was talking about suspending me. He would go to the school and talk to the people and make sure I got detention instead of them suspending me. I remember getting hugged, and then I remember almost getting thrown through a car windshield when I missed the 69 days at school.
He was just about to lose it all academically.
Mo said, I'm gonna show you how serious I am about this. When he grabbed me and threw me on the car, first of all, I was just shocked. And then you got your friends around and it happened. It's embarrassing and it hurts that much more. The light went off in my head and I knew how serious he was because he never got that mad at me.
He knew that I was willing to go through that windshield with him to help him get the message.
I felt that he loved me and he wasn't my blood.
I wasn't gonna allow him to fail.
Our kids laugh at us and call this the Allen Shrine. We have our own collection of bobbleheads. We were lucky enough to be at his MVP ceremony for the NBA. That was the highlight of our life.
And Iverson cans both free throws. You see Mike Bailey coaching from the sideline.
He was my basketball coach, and she was one of my teachers, so I couldn't escape neither one.
Hi, my name is Allen Iverson. I'm a member of Richard Milburn High School.
He was definitely the class clown kind of kid. He was a kid that would sing on the bus. He was the kind of, but not in class. He was quiet in class.
Respect.
But you know, when he got with his peers, he was a jokester, he was a singer, he was Allen. Most people who really knew him way back when call him Bubba Chuck or Bubba. I called him Bubby one time and he said, Miss Bailey, now you've got everybody in the world calling me Bubby. It just won't work.
Bethel was like one of the best times in my life. I met my best friend, my wife. For me, that was like love at first sight. She was the girl that I always wanted to meet, and I wanted to be a part of her life.
I've said this many, many times to people that when I really realized how to coach Allen was I learned how to coach with my heart, not try to outmaneuver him, outsmart him, because that was never going to work.
Good hustle by Iverson. Boy, he's fast.
I played JV in 8th grade, and that transition was easy. I scored a lot.
I asked Mike if he was going to play Allen as a freshman. He didn't usually do that kind of thing. And he said, I'd play him as an 8th grader if it were legal.
My 9th grade year, going up to the varsity, I broke my ankle that year, and I didn't do what I wanted to do. But once I got to the 10th grade, you know, that's when everything clicked, you know, football and basketball.
Iverson, always elusive, gets away from another would-be tackler and turns it on. Still wants to throw, now does, and he's got Terrell inside the 10.
He was first-team All-State as a quarterback and safety and the best player in the state.
Iverson will take it on the one hop, trying to get a block on the sideline. He does. He's down the sideline looking for one block. He may go, he will.
He played quarterback, ran back punts, ran back kickoffs, and played in the defensive backfield.
And if it wasn't for Allen Iverson, it would have been a touchdown.
Man, he's the best football player that I've ever seen play the game.
Loose ball inside. Green has it stolen by Iverson. Iverson with nobody near him. Look at the crowd.
People would stand in line for hours to get to see him play.
Bubba Chuck penetrates. He looks like he's on ice. He just glides in there. Oh! Stolen. Look out!
Once I started getting the national notoriety, that felt good too, just looking in those magazines and seeing myself at number one in the country.
This is Iverson on the naked bootleg, racing for the corner. Touchdown!
My junior year, we won the state in football, and we won it in basketball.
The lob, the dunk, the alley-oop! It's over! It's over!
Right after the state championship in 1993, Allen comes running, I come running. I say, I love you, Allen. He says, I love you, Coach. Very special moment in both of our lives.
You wanted this, man. First one. Feel good. Congratulations on 2 state championships.
It was a day that I'll never forget. It was one of the greatest times of my life.
The Brewers have done it.
And then they threw me in jail.
18-year-old Allen Iverson may end up spending the next several years behind bars.
Star football and basketball athlete from Bethel High, Allen Iverson faced 3 felony counts. One of the top high school athletes in the country. He's on trial.
A fight started in the bowling alley. And it's white people fighting black people.
A chair-throwing brawl which injured half a dozen people at this bowling alley.
But it was far more black people than there was white people.
I had friends hiding under chairs, you know, stuff like that kind of scares me.
Is the green light on? Inside? Yeah, you taping it. I'm taping right now.
February 14th, 1993. It's approximately midnight. Myself, Allen, Michael Simmons, and my cousin Dwayne Campbell. We went bowling and just having a good time.
All 3 students at Bethel, friends of Allen, lifetime friends.
Allen had lots of friends, black and white. I mean, I taught at Bethel for a long time, and he had as many white friends as he did black friends.
How you doing, little guys? Little buddies? See y'all later.
That's just the type of person he is. A real great sense of humor.
He was pretty much trash talker out of the crew.
We was bowling. I mean, before hour and a half before everything happened. We was on like lanes 8 and 9. The incident took place around lane 32, 33. Totally on the other end of the bowling alley where the concession stand was at.
I don't even know how the incident got started, because at the time I was on the lane bowling, and I just hate to admit it again, but I threw a gutter ball, and I happened to slip at the time, and I was getting up off the ground. I heard somebody say, "Who was that guy in Allen's face?"
They white guys from Pocosin. If you from Virginia, you know that some people from Pocosin don't like black people.
Guys would try to, they would mess with him, try to get in his head. And I remember times I had to grab him. I'm like, look, man, there ain't gonna be none of this, man.
I seen him was a guy about my height at the time, white guy. So I just started jogging down there.
We was there among friends, and friends protect friends when something goes on.
Everybody knew that Allen had the most potential, so nobody didn't really want to see nothing happen to him.
And you don't need this, man. These guys want to bring you down with them.
I seen a chair swinging, and instincts just took over.
The protection came in.
I don't remember exactly how it started. All I remember was just fighting, like just everywhere. While it was going on, I stopped and stood there and just looked around everywhere. And it actually scared me. Like I actually was like, man, I'm out of here.
First thing, I seen chairs flying, bowling alley pins.
My friend Dwayne was like, let's go, let's go. And somehow or another, we ended up getting up out of there. We all just got in the car and just went and got something to eat because we was hungry.
I remember calling Mo and saying, Mo, I was at the bowling alley and this would happen. And right then, he'd tell me today, he knew I was in trouble.
From the moment that he told me that, I knew that there were going to be problems. And I knew at that point that we needed a lawyer. I didn't have a lot of money. And number 2, I needed an attorney that was a household name. I was working at Hampton University, and Herb Kelly was one of the attorneys that worked for the university. I thought that if I could get Herb Kelly, then this case could quickly go away. I was sadly mistaken.
One day, he told me the detective called him and told him if I didn't come down there and take these pictures that night, they was gonna arrest me off the floor at the Coliseum, because we had a game that night.
That was a Hampton Bethel game. That was a game that was going to be attended by more people that had ever come to see a high school basketball game in the state of Virginia.
And they was like, they're going to come get me off the floor. So I go down there, me and Mo. I looked at the pictures of these guys. I'm 17, these guys are 25 and 30 years old. Plus people know who I am. I said, look, if I don't take these pictures, what's gonna happen? And they said they was gonna arrest me and charge me with it. So my lawyer, he said, if they're gonna arrest you, just take the picture. So I took the picture. They waited like, I think 8 months or maybe longer, just so they could try me as an adult.
We were pretty optimistic that the truth was gonna come out and put this thing behind us. But it was that first day in court that led me to believe that this thing was far from over, that these white folks was not gonna allow this to be over.
In the preliminary hearing, my lawyer asked the detective, did you tell him if he didn't take these pictures, you were gonna arrest him? And this the lead detective. And the detective said, no, he didn't say that. And right then, me and Mo knew something was gonna happen. You know, this the lead detective. And he lied right there on the stand.
Allen Iverson is charged with 3 counts of maiming stemming from a brawl at a bowling alley.
One guy said Iverson threw a chair at him, breaking his glasses. Other people said that Iverson broke their arm. One person said he broke a thumb. And one Pocosin resident said she received a gash in her head.
70-some people in a bowling alley. How do you pick 4 individuals?
Everyone should have been charged for their occurrence. We asked to press charges. It didn't happen.
I'm the only one that everybody in there know.
Had he not been basically a star at Bethel High, had he not been as well known as he is, then he may not have been identified by anyone. He may have been like the other 20 people who were involved that were not charged.
They found out from family members that there was a tape. And actually, I think they thought that would exonerate because they knew that Allen hadn't been directly involved in this.
If you knew what Allen had on that night, you saw him leaving that tape. As everything was still going on and people were still fighting and things were still being thrown, Allen was on his way right out the door, right in front of the camera. But, of course, that never got brought up.
Iverson's on trial for participating in a mob that maimed 3 people last February.
It was portrayed to be like we was acting like a mob of some sort, like we was some organized team to go in and just beat up white people in a bowling alley that night.
By definition, there is no mob. A mob is an assembled group, assembled before they get to the scene for a specific purpose.
It was just a fight between individuals that happened to be blown up into something that it wasn't.
At 17, to be tried as an adult for a fight in a bowling alley, you'd have to think there was a plan. People wanted to make an example of Allen.
I testified and tried to make them understand that he was a good kid and he didn't cause us trouble. And I didn't think anybody listened to me. I didn't think anybody cared. And I came out of there feeling like he doesn't value someone who's taught 25 years as an expert in this field.
I strongly believe that there was a conspiracy to destroy the future of a young, gifted Black person.
This morning, the Bethel High School basketball guard was found guilty of maiming and being a member of a mob.
The verdict was read, and you could just hear a big, oh, just like no time left on the clock. You just missed the free throw to win the game.
We just got, the raw end of the stick.
The question now is, how much time could Iverson spend in jail?
He now faces up to 20 years on each maiming charge.
Up to 60 years on 3 counts of maiming by mob.
I didn't think I was, gonna go to jail or anything like that. I didn't even think I would get probation. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Me and Dwayne was at Allen's house, and we was just talking, and I was just like, yo, I feel we going to jail, Chuck. He's like, no, we're not going to jail.